Welcome to Burping It Out podcast with Anna Regina. I'm Anna Regina, and this is Burping It Out, where we don't say what we think, we burp it out. Hi, welcome again to Burping It Out podcast. Today, I wanted to do the second debate sessions episode, but I don't have much time right now, so I think this week's episode is going to be a little bit short. Shorter than the rest of the episodes, because I'm recording this just the day before, actually the night before this is going to be published, because I've had some things to do lately, not only school, but also, I don't like talking about, I don't like saying I'm going to do things before I do them, because, I don't like doing that, but this is going to happen anyway. I think next week, hopefully, I'm going to launch a YouTube channel. Not the YouTube channel that I've already launched, where I've been posting for the past month, but I'm going to be launching something different. It's going to be a science channel. What the hell? Yeah, it is going to be that. And I'm really excited and happy about this because it's something that I'm actually pretty proud of. And it's honestly something that I'm really excited about, because a lot of people that I admire are science communicators, and the fact that I can do something like them and stuff, it just makes me really, really happy. So yeah, I will, if I launch it, which is the most likely thing to happen, I'm gonna obviously tell you next week, and I'm gonna give you the link. So anyway, let's get into this week's topic, which is, I'm not sure about the title yet, but it's gonna be kind of like about not stereotyping yourself, or not putting yourself or your personality or whatever in a box, or not letting other people stereotype you or put you in a box. And this has to do with personality. This is something I've been thinking about. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot. Here's the thing. I talk to myself a lot, and there's not a lot of people I can talk to in English, because everybody around me speaks Spanish, and even though I do college and everything, literally everything is in English except for law, because it only applies to Spain and stuff. Obviously it's not the same as someone who's from the States, or someone from Australia or something like that talking to you. It's obviously not the same, so it's a little bit, I haven't been talking to myself because I've been doing some shit, and yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit rusty, but bear with me. Okay, so why did I get the idea to make this episode? Because with starting college and stuff, a lot of things happen. And one of the things that happen is that, nobody knows you. Well, most of the times nobody knows you. And technically, if you think about it, you could totally change your personality and, make yourself an alter ego of yourself and be, totally different. And people are not gonna think it's not you. Maybe someone out there is gonna be good at analyzing whatever, human behavior or whatever, and they're gonna be well, she's actually not like that. She seems like she's faking it all the time. But that's not usually what happens. But literally, you could go to a new school where nobody knows you and just be completely different, and people are gonna think you've always been like that. But you've actually just changed. And I was thinking about it. Before starting college, because I was technically I could act like I'm more outgoing than I actually am, or I'm less shy, or that I'm I don't know, that I'm maybe the things that would stereotype me, maybe lessen them a little bit, so that people don't have me in that concept. Because I always hate when people are oh my god, Anna Regina, she did this, or she did that. Oh my god, she failed the test. Oh my god, I don't know, something that's I think when it comes to stereotypes, I'm a little bit classified as the good girl, someone who never does anything wrong, or never does anything crazy or risky or whatever the fuck. And here's the thing. I don't think taking risks or doing stuff like that is the good thing to do. I mean, if I never skip a class or a lecture or whatever, it's because I know it's good for me. People can do whatever they want, but I'm not going to skip this lesson because I know I might miss something that's probably going to be on the test, or I might like they might explain something I'm probably not going to understand if I don't attend the freaking lecture. So I'm not doing that, you know? It's not because like, oh my God, because I'm a good girl and like, you know, like I don't do it because like that's like, I don't do it because like this prejudice or like whatever of skipping a class. If skipping a class was actually a good thing, I would do it, you know? It's not because like, oh my God, I never skip a class because like that's my record, that's something I don't do, whatever. No, I don't skip a class because I know that it's not good for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't do something that's like rebellious or whatever, it's because it's not in me. It's like not something that I honestly, if there's like, okay, if there's a lecture where if there was a teacher that like never explains anything or that like talks to us about their life all the time or like who we actually learned nothing from or whatever, I could skip their lectures. I could skip them totally. I would have no problems in skipping the lectures if he's talking to us about his life all the time and he explains like zero of whatever we're doing. Okay, fine, because I know that I have nothing to lose, okay? So I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, but like that's not me. I have to go to this lecture because, you know, because that's what good girls do. No, shut up. Okay, so like that's why I wanted to make this episode, because I feel like I wanted to like de-stereotype myself, even though I'm not. Okay, so like, okay, people change. This is something I also wanted to cover. People can change, you know? When I was a kid, I've never been really athletic. I've never been, I think it's called psychomotor skills. I think it's called that. I've never had a lot of those. Especially I remember in basketball, like you have to place like, you have to walk like, or jump or something, like 1 foot and then the other one, and then the other one's like 3. I think it's like left, right, or right, left, right or something. And then you throw the ball or something whilst one of them is in the air or something. Don't like believe me too much because I'm not sure really what I'm talking about, but it was kind of like that. Like the idea was that. And I was never good at that. Like literally we did it for years and I never got it right. Maybe like once, but I don't even know how I did that. I think it was just my brain like farting for a second and like, I don't know. And so, like, that's a little bit of, like, this me stereotyping me. Like, I'm not good at psychomotor things. Like, I can totally get better at them. But, like, I never really wanted to. I've never really liked sports that much. But, for instance, like, a lot of things about me have changed this year and in the past few years that I actually didn't realize a lot. And I didn't, like, think about it a lot. But, like, I've actually kind of changed. Like, for instance, this year, during quarantine, I started shuffling. And, I mean, that involves a lot of psychomotor skills. Like, you have to have a lot of coordination and you have to, like, it really kind of builds up your legs, you know? Like, honestly, the shape of my legs has changed in the past few months because of shuffling. I also did a little bit of cycling, but literally not nearly as much as I did shuffling. And, it really changed the shape of my legs. And I never thought that my legs would look that way. I mean, not that they're like that. Not that, like, they're that athletic. They don't look that athletic, but they look like I work out a little bit. Like, they actually do. And so I never thought that was going to be me, ever. Because, like, why, you know? And, for instance, another thing is that I'm doing an ab workout because I want to have abs at some point. And so I do an ab workout. And, like, right now, you can't tell, you can't really see the fact that I have abs, but, like, my stomach looks different from what it looked like, I don't know, a few months ago. Like, it looks like it kind of wants to form an ab shape. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really the abs, like, you can't see my abs, but you can barely almost see my abs. You know what I mean? Like something wants to be formed there. And I never thought that was going to happen in my life. Those are things that I never thought that was going to happen. I never thought I would be athletic in any way possible. I thought that I was never going to work out in my life. And in the past few years, since I was 14, I've been actually genuinely interested in working out because of the physical benefits and also like the health benefits and also the mental health benefits of it. And I think it's really good. And also like, I feel like, okay, this is like really off topic, but like working out is kind of like reading a book. a lot of people don't like reading, but I feel like it's because they haven't found the right book. And I think like this is the same as with working out. I think like people don't like working out because they haven't found their workout. For instance, I think my workout is dancing, because with cycling, I love it, but at some point I get bored. Jogging, I don't ever want to do that in my life. And there's a lot of things that I really don't like. A lot of things that I really don't like. The ab workout, I don't love it. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I mean, obviously, if I didn't want to have abs, I wouldn't do it. Like, let's admit it. Anyway, but this is totally off topic. Like, this is one of the things that I never thought that I was going to do, like, all my life. Also, like, another thing is that when I was like 13/14, I was really, really into rap music. Like, really, really into rap music. I didn't know that many rap songs. Like, I didn't know the lyrics to many. But I really liked it. And I actually used to write my own raps, which is, it would probably be kind of embarrassing for someone else to admit. But I'm not really like embarrassed of myself for admitting it. I think it's totally normal. Who hasn't tried to write a song at some point in their lives? Like, okay, get over it. And so I wrote some some fragments of rap songs and stuff, and I actually really like them. I don't know. I mean, they're not like great, but like, I mean, that's what I could do when I was 13. I don't know. And so I remember when we were in Spanish class, the Spanish teacher wanted us, like, as a homework or something, she wanted us to write a rap instead of like poetry. She wanted us to do something a little bit more like, I don't know, something a little bit more trendy, I guess, or like a little bit more up to date. I don't know. And so, or modern, I guess. And it wasn't mandatory, so a lot of people didn't do it, but I did it, and I actually put a lot of work into doing the raps, and I actually thought that they turned out quite well. I mean, for being someone who doesn't know a lot about rhyming and who doesn't know how to rhyme too well, like, I get like the stupidest rhymes ever. Like, for instance, coat, boat, float, throat. Like, I don't know, and for instance, boat, coat, and throat, I try to put them together in a rap. Like, I put on my coat to get in my boat, and then I get dizzy and vomit comes out of my throat or something like that. Like, I am basic like that. I'm a basic bitch like that. And so, you know, I did things like that, but honestly, like, the class was, I honestly kind of impressed. Like, I could tell in their faces, like, oh my god, like, Anne Regina, like, this girl who's like shy, this girl who's like nerdy, someone who, like, you might think is like boring because they get good grades, they probably don't know how to have fun. And like, not only are they good at like school and stuff, but also like, yo, like, she did a rap, and actually they applauded me when I rapped. I mean, they could have totally not applauded because that has happened at some point in life, but they applauded, so they actually genuinely liked it. And so they probably were like, okay, she's not only good at this, but she's good at other things, you know. It's like, I mean, you shouldn't care what other people think, but sometimes it's like cool, like, let people know that, like, because you get good grades, it doesn't mean you're not fun. It doesn't mean you can't rap. It doesn't mean you can't dance. It doesn't mean you can't, I don't know, go clubbing or whatever. Like, don't let people stereotype you. Just show your personality out there, and people can make their own conclusions. If they judge you in a bad way, fuck them. And if they judge you in a good way, thank you, or whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? And so another thing that I wanted to... Oh, yeah, this is a really stupid thing, but I used to wear a ponytail, like, every day when I was in middle school. And I thought I was never getting over the ponytail. Like, I actually didn't genuinely like it because I feel like it kind of makes me look bald. And that's probably kind of part of the reason why I have bangs. But, sure. But yeah, I never thought I was going to wear something that was not a ponytail because I was used to the ponytail. I was like, well, people are probably going to judge me if like one day I show up like with my hair down or something. And now I have my hair down most of the time. Like, it was a slow transition, but now I'm like, it's like a new me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's like, as well as like someone who's had like, I don't know, brown hair most of their lives, and like who you would never picture as whatever, with like green hair, and suddenly they dye their hair green. Like, no one ever thought they were gonna do that, but they did it. Boom. What you gonna do about it, you know? Also, like, when I was, like, growing up, I was never really into makeup. Like, when I was a little kid and stuff, like, I was, like, pretty girly. Like, stereotypically girly. Like, I would love pink, and I wanted to get a boyfriend, and I would, like, the typical, like, the basic drawing that you do to try and see if a pen works was a heart. I usually did that shit. And, I was, like, kind of girly in a sense, but, like, I never really liked makeup. Like, I was kind of, like, not that girly in other senses. Like, there was a time of my life where I used to buy a lot of boy clothes because I loved them. And I mean, I still do have boy clothes and I still buy boy clothes, but I don't define myself as, like, too girly or, like, not girly at all. Like, I'm just me, whatever the fuck, you know? And what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, and I never thought I was gonna be, like, into makeup in my life. And then at 13, I started being interested in it and I started doing it because I thought it was fun, and it is really fun. And I actually, out of, like, my group of friends from, like, middle school, I can say that I'm, like, the makeup girl or something. Like, I don't know, but maybe, well, not the makeup girl, because, like, other girls do their makeup and they do their makeup, like, to go out, and I don't do that. But, like, maybe I'm the makeup girl in the sense that, like, I'm probably the most into makeup. Like, I'm probably the one that watches more makeup tutorials, or the one who's, like, put out, like, content out there on the internet doing my makeup, because I've done blog posts, like, teaching or something, people how to do this and that and stuff. Like, I'm not the best at makeup, but, like, I try to do tutorials back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean months ago. I mean, they're a little cringy to read, but whatever. So there's that. And for instance, that was something that I never thought I was gonna do, and I did it. Yeah, like, if you ever want to change or, like, ever want to reinvent yourself because that's how you feel, not because, like, other people tell you, or, like, because you don't like yourself, I mean, just know that, like, everyone is great, everyone is fine, everyone's personality is great, okay? We're all different. No one's personality is better than the other. We're just all different. And if you ever want to, like, reinvent yourself because you were like, okay, I'm not a very sportsy person, but I want to begin to do sports. Like, I feel like I could, like, if I really put a lot of effort into it, I could get great at, I don't know, swimming or whatever. You could totally do that. People never thought that you were going to, I don't know, swim or whatever. Who cares? You know, fuck them. Start swimming if you like. Or, like, I don't know, if you want to start a new hobby that, like, no one thought you were going to start, just start it. Let's say you want to start, I don't know, freaking sewing. Or, like, I don't know, painting. Or whatever. Something that, like, no one ever thought you were going to be good at, or no one ever thought you were going to do. Just do it. As long as you don't harm other people, you can do whatever you like. If you want to learn a new skill that nobody ever thought you were going to do, or, like, because you're the good girl and nobody thinks you're going to be able to rap in your life, or, like, because you're this type of girl who people think is good at, like, rapping and you actually suck, that's totally fine. If you want to be good at rapping, you can totally practice. But if you are actually not interested in rapping, you don't have to do it because people think you would be great at it. Or if you're like this, what I was gonna say, if you're like this stereotypical girl who, like, people think that you're good at rapping, and you actually suck at it, and you actually want to start doing something that, like, I don't know, quote unquote good girls do, like, maybe, I don't know, what do good girls do? I don't know. Paint and sing or play the piano. If you want to play the fucking piano or the violin, you can do it. Like, you can totally freaking do it. If you're someone who, like, usually gets bad grades and you're, like, afraid of, like, getting good grades because people are going to judge you, like, oh my god, you're turning into a nerd, or, like, oh my god, now you're studious, is that how you say it? I don't know. Or, like, oh my god, now you're studying, like, who would have thought? Oh my god. Or, like, I don't know. Or, like, they're starting to think that you're boring because you're not hanging out with people anymore because you're studying for a test. Like, fuck them. Like, that's, if you want that to be you for the rest of your life, then make that you for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, don't change, or don't not change because people are going to judge you, or because that's not the stereotypical personality that you quote unquote belong to. Like, people change. Like, there's things about people that never change. I can't think of anything, but, like, I really don't know. But but there's a lot of traits that of like people's personalities that they can't change. But for instance, like likes, like liking this or liking that, or liking to do this or liking to do that, being interested in this and being interested in that. That is gonna change for so many times around your life. Like I feel like my likes have changed so much throughout my life. Not that I've lived for that long anyway, but I feel like those things are so changeable, if that makes sense. That like if you want to reinvent yourself, if you want to learn a new skill that like nobody would ever think that you would do, like fucking do it. Like if you want to break the stereotype and try to do something that you genuinely think you would be good at and that you would really enjoy, but that doesn't really match your stereotypical you, like you can totally do it anyway. Don't follow that stereotype. Just fuck stereotypes. They're just labels. They just make us sad. Okay? I think that's all I wanted to say. This is like 24 minutes long. Well, that's pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that it was interesting. I hope that it helped you, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you had all of these things figured out or whatever. Or I hope it made you like reflect on your personality or the evolution of your likes or your personality along the past few years or along your life, whatever. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing night, an amazing week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. And that was the end of the episode. Hope you liked it. This podcast is also on Twitter and Instagram at Burping It Out Pod, at BURPINGITOUTPOD. You can also find me on social media at It's Anna Regina, at ITSANAREGINA. I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you next time.